If you already have a donor-advised fund, you know the drill. Minimum grants, management fees, clunky interfaces that make you feel like you're filing paperwork instead of doing good. GoFundMe Giving Funds is built differently. Zero AUM fees, no minimum grant requirements, contribute cash, appreciated stock, or ETFs. Get the immediate tax deduction receipt, avoid capital gains, and grant on your own timeline. No one's telling you when or how much. Your fund is invested and growing until you're ready to give. And when you are, you can grant to your favorite nonprofits. Already have a donor-advised fund? Transfer it over. We'll cover the daft pay transfer fees. And here's what's unique. GoFundMe Giving Funds lets you grant directly to GoFundMe.org, getting cash to people in crisis fast. Backed by the #1 giving platform, investments held securely through Vanguard. Start your giving fund today at GoFundMe.com/giving. That's GoFundMe.com/giving. GoFundMe.com/giving. Tax benefits depend on individual circumstances. Consult your tax advisor.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This is Car Con Carne, a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne, and as I'm recording this, it is August 6th, 2024, and I'm estimating that I'll hit episode 1000 sometime in about 5 to 7 weeks. Depends on my schedule, but it's coming up. And most podcasts don't get to this point, and I realize that. And I'm not one for self-congratulatory scenarios, but I do recognize that 1000 is a pretty big milestone, and I'm going to celebrate with a handful of live events that you can attend, you can be part of, you can be there for the live tapings, so to speak. We don't tape anymore. We just record the live recordings of Car Con Carne episode 1000. The first one is coming up September 26th at Skeleton Key in Woodridge. Really easy to get to off 355. And then after that, I'll be doing an in-store at Siren Records in McHenry. Details on all this stuff coming very soon as I'm recording this. I need to announce this stuff really soon. But the point is this. I couldn't get to 1000 without you. These are going to be free events that you can be part of, and we'll record episode 1000 together. That all aside, Car Con Carne, besides listenership and you, Car Con Carne wouldn't exist without sponsors. So Car Con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. Safety and security are things that you and I want, need, and expect. What if you could always come home to a well-lighted house knowing that you and everyone inside were safe? Or know that that package you were waiting on was delivered safe and secured? Embrace the future of smart living. Empower your home with intuitive control. You need to call my guy Dan at Easy Automation, and he will give you a free, no-hassle quote. He'll let you know just how easy this is. Call him right now. This is his cell phone, his personal cell phone. He will pick up his cell phone. He'll pull it out of his pocket and talk directly to you. 630-730-3728, or visit him online, easy-automation.net.
Take three.
That's also the beauty of podcasting.
Fix it in the mix.
We'll fix it in post. This is Car Con Carne. PRAVDAFEST is happening at Fitzgerald's on the 31st of August, celebrating 40 years of Pravda Records. And to commemorate that event, and to talk about the event, I have Pravda artists from its rich tapestry, its rich roster, and a duly appointed Pravda representative, Scott Schaeffer, who's in the back seat to my right. The artists in question, the artist I mentioned to my right, if you're watching this, even if you're listening, she's still on my right. That is Susan Voelz. We know her from Poi Dog Pondering. She's also an award-winning violinist, composer, solo artist, president of the Recording Academy Chicago Midwest chapter.
And a Pravda artist.
That debut album.
Yes.
In the early 90s, and of course most recently,
yes,
you returned to the label. Now, in the back seat, just a stalwart musician, a major presence on the scene. He is Tim Jones from Cheer Accident.
Hey,
lovely to see. I can't believe we've never met.
It is weird.
How has that not happened? But
it has happened. So
what a great way to meet, though, over fried chicken from Honey Butter Fried Chicken. We're at Honey Butter Fried Chicken in Avondale, 3361 North Elston. I'm dying to eat, so maybe we'll talk about PRAVDAFEST happening at Fitzgerald's at the end of the month after we dig in a little bit to the Honey Butter Fried Chicken. Does that seem fair?
Sounds delicious.
Okay.
Do we actually drive?
Oh, no.
It's a little thing called the law.
So people are going to listen to us eat now for the next half hour?
Susan, this is where I point out that I have a microphone attached to the steering wheel.
How good is he?
But the night's young. We'll see where this goes.
Hey, do you dare me? Is this a dare?
Come on.
It'd be a good episode, The Drive-Thru.
Yeah, that's right. Doug Julian would do it.
Come on.
Little he wouldn't.
All right. So what did everybody order? Susan, you got mashed potatoes.
I got
sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, and I'm hoping to get a taste of the biscuits back there.
Oh,
Yeah, send the biscuits up to
you
Susan.
don't have to say that more than once.
Tim is looking to share some biscuits.
Cornbread.
Yeah, the best in the business.
I ordered
This
the
is
honey
good.
buffalo chicken strips.
Oh, okay, here.
I'm going to use this car con carne camera to show off. Look at that. And it smells even better. And I got it, of course, with blue cheese dipping sauce. Susan's got the... Oh, look at those.
And look at the underside. It has
Perfection.
Can you see the
They're
little honeycomb?
Hexagonal. Mm-hmm. Oh, honeycomb. It all clicks. There we go. All right, what do you got? Tim, do you have something to show off?
Yeah, I got thighs.
We had the conversation before we got in the car. Dark meat for the win, always.
Yeah, they're the best at it.
Okay.
And honey butter fried chicken, I've done an episode with them. It's been long overdue to return here. The food here is great. There's a reason why, in a world where restaurants come and go, honey butter fried chicken only grows and grows. This is such a wonderful place and a cool place to hang out. We're here on a cool August night, great patio to eat and drink at. Plenty of parking on Parkway.
Plenty
in
of
front the
parking,
place.
free parking.
But I will say, since the last time I was here, Avondale has exploded. This area of the city is just, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
Food, entertainment,
Yep.
cool record store, lots of stuff going on here. All right, who's eating? What's the verdict?
All right, go ahead.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Are you kidding?
I'm going to try some of this blueberry-infused lemonade. It's almost healthy for me.
How is it? I'm curious.
Yearly healthy.
Delicious, chock full of antioxidants.
This tender, this honey buffalo tender, is delicious. It's also so spicy, I will start to tear up.
Uh-oh.
I can already feel my forehead sweat. This is great.
This biscuit is delicious.
There was a fried chicken renaissance in Chicago years ago, and honey butter fried chicken was at the front of it. They're still standing. This really is the best of the bunch. Again, honey butter fried chicken, 3361 North Elston, just north of Belmont. I love this place.
And with a new location in Glencoe. So
That's right.
for suburban listeners and North Shore followers, head that way.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I need to go.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Episode number 2. Or an episode number 987, whatever it might be.
Let's go chicken hopping. We'll go from location to location. So let's start. We're here to talk about PRAVDAFEST. This is essentially my version of a round table, as best as I can do it in a car. Let's start with you, Scott, since you are publicist, marketing for Pravda.
Well, just getting started with the label, and so kind of jack of all trades so far. But happy to do whatever needs to be done, and grateful for the opportunity. It's a wonderful crew to work with, and of course a stellar, stunning roster of artists, and happy to be pulled in to be a helping hand with PRAVDAFEST out of Fitzgerald's.
Well, let's start with stellar, stunning roster of artists. What is Pravda Records? For we all know, but explain the value and the longevity and history of the label.
It's kind of an interesting question, and thanks for asking. One of the things I admire about Pravda, because being a Chicagoan in the music scene for now 40 years, as long as the label has been around, Chicago's longest-running independently owned record label, and here in a city with, a rich history of wonderful record labels, they stand out and always have. One of the things I admire about it is how eclectic and diverse the label is.
Case in point, Susan Voelz, cheer accident.
Yeah. I mean, right here in the front seat and back passenger seat, it's a very diverse label artistically. The vision behind it has always been very, very inclusive, wanting to work with artists from myriad genres, and it kind of fits if Ken says it fits, and he's done an incredible job of...
Ken Goodman.
Ken Goodman, exactly. Owner, founder, current chief cook and bottle washer.
Man of many hats.
Yeah, man of many hats, quite literally.
Literally.
He's got awesome hats.
He does.
But, that's one of the things I admire about it, and having a 40-year run, they've done well with the artists. And one thing that I've picked up on, even just in my short tenure, is what a family feel it actually has to it. In some of the ways I've seen Ken interact with artists, how he operates with them, with merchandise, and that sort of thing, and how the artists feel playing together, and hanging out with fans, and kind of a couple different settings that I've been able to be a part of so far. And I don't throw that word around loosely. I do think it applies, and I think stylish hats off to Ken for making it happen and bringing the right people together who all kind of want the same sort of good things.
So, Cheer Accident on Pravda, Not a Food, Enduring the American Dream, Susan Voelz, 13 Ribs, and the most recent Trust the Waves Will Hold You. What is it about Pravda for both of you? What attracts you to the label? Susan?
Well, I was thinking about this because, like young musicians, how do I get from here to there? Like, I've got a record, or I've got an idea, I have a song, and Ken heard my first record and acknowledged it and wanted to put it out. So it's what I appreciate is that acknowledgement. You're not even sure if you're an artist. You don't even call yourself that. And when someone sees you and says, yes, I'll put out your record, and then he got a review in Rolling Stone for me, and I was just like, wow, I see myself in a different way when someone sees you before you can see it yourself.
Mm-hmm. And that vision, thinking about 13 Ribs, 1994, consider what was going on from a pop culture perspective. Soundgarden put out Super Unknown. Nirvana had just kind of come and gone. It was a different era in music. Ken heard your music. He heard Red River Waltz Overture and thought, that's something I want to get behind. As the world is doing one thing, he's like, no, I hear this. This is the kind of music I want to champion.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
That's awesome, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely... you always hope people are, a record label's hearing what you do. Not sounding like Nirvana or sounding like somebody else, but that's the purest of music, writing it and putting it out in the world, because it's honest to you. It's authentically how you feel, and it's not for another reason, but to satisfy your need to express. This is what life sounds like inside of me. And have someone else hear that then. And Red River Waltz is a perfect example, because it sounds like chamber music from the 1700s.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheer Accident. Talk about a band that has a very clear artistic vision, which is to say you've always followed your own muse artistically. What does Pravda mean? And you've recorded on other labels as well, but what does Pravda mean to Cheer Accident?
Well, I loved what you said about Kenny and the whole family vibe. Our deceased, ex-guitarist, Phil Bonet, R.I.P., he got us involved in this whole world. And, Kenny still drops by CDs for me to, sell on tour. And I love that the owner of the label just, pops on by. And, so... Yeah, we've always felt included, even though we try our best to be, the wrong part of the picture in whatever we do. But Kenny's not having it. He's always accepted us. And those two albums you named, those are just a couple out of. We've actually done 6 or 7 or 8 things. My ride's here. Yeah, on the label. So. We haven't done any in a few years, so it was particularly kind of him to include us in this festival,
Yeah.
I remember doing the local show at Q101, which at that time wasn't quite called Local 101 yet, but I remember hearing Not a Food, and just big, 10 or 11-minute prog jams. I'm like, this is... And going in directions I wasn't expecting the songs to go in. That was cool stuff, and I thought it was really groundbreaking. It still is. It still... sounds groundbreaking to listen to in 2024.
Thanks.
definitely that artistic vision, which, again, Ken found music that he could champion, not necessarily fitting a certain script for what a label should put out. And I think that's, if I'm looking at it from afar, that's allowed Pravda to still exist in the present day.
Yeah. And I think something I learned, something interesting I learned recently was that I think he may have lifted it from a Kurt Vonnegut novel, if I heard correctly, but Pravda means truth. And I think that...
In Russian.
Yeah. And so in this world, in this music business, to actually set out and abide by that and accomplish it is no small feat. And I think, what Susan and Tim both spoke toward was the truth of the music itself. And so it applies, it works, and, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of in a business that is not often the case.
Also, Tim, sorry, I have buffalo chicken tender. I've got pepper.
That's a good thing.
At the base of my throat.
Uh-oh.
It's a delicious kind of problem to have. The song "Failure," I always loved. That song is. It sounds like a cliche, but that song's a journey, and then the horns come in. But that's one of my favorite songs that you've done.
I appreciate that.
That's a cool one. So it's interesting, Susan. Given your role with the Recording Academy, I mean, you work with artists of all levels, stripe, category, genre. What is the role? This is a bigger question, not necessarily about Pravda. What is the role of an independent label in the present day? Do people still need independent labels in a world where you can record music in your home, in your basement, in your car? What makes an independent label matter?
So if anyone's put out their own record, you know how much work it is to put out a record. There's so many things that a musician doesn't know, and it will take up so much of your time. I put out a record on my own and created a record label, and I'm never going to do it again. Mm-hmm. It is so much work. And musicians are really good at being musicians and being creative. We also can have a business sense, but I would rather leave that to a label who knows that, who loves that, who has
right.
relationships that can probably further what I can just do on my own. I mean, Poydog has its own label. And but after a while it becomes an organized system. But
sure.
Man, that first time to set it up, and you have to have the joy of wanting to do that as well, because it's a lot.
So I buried the lead. PRAVDAFEST, 3 stages at Fitzgerald's in Berwyn. Nathan Graham, who I just saw, he was playing in downtown Evanston last week. He's delightful. Steve Dawson, Diplomats of Solid Sound, the Handcuffs. Ivan Julian with Nick Tremulis.
Yep.
Everyone pauses at Nick Tremulis. I mean, come on. Chris Greene Quartet. Sunshine Boys.
Yeah.
Ground Zero for Pravda, which is to say the service.
Yep.
That was Ken's band. He started in a dorm room in the 80s.
Northern Illinois. Mm-hmm.
Basically built a label to support his band,
Smart
the
man.
service. The fact that we're seeing them in 2024 is kind of amazing. The Slugs. Chamber Strings. So much history. Scott, do you want to talk about Chamber Strings?
Well, this will be an interesting reunion, celebrating the music of Kevin Jr., and we'll be putting out a month of Sundays, reissuing that in the fourth quarter, so this will kind of be a little ramp up to that important piece of work. But we're excited about it. It does demonstrate the diversity of the label and the importance of the music and the persistence of the art itself. So that's going to be a great part of it.
For sure. Cheer Accident on the bill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ellen Hill, Susan Voelz, Brian Krumm and his Barfly friends, Rex Daisy, Thrift Store Halo, the Swampland Jewels. All those bands
There you go.
scattered across 3 stages in one day.
17 bands, doors at noon and going on through till probably midnight, so a full day.
A full day, and I love Fitzgerald's too. I love the way it's laid out.
Mm-hmm.
It is really the perfect venue, and I was told this is where it was happening. It just made perfect sense.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to kind of one of the pillars of Pravda itself. It's a anchor in the community, has been, And it's a great space to kind of bring everyone together in.
Did Pravda begin up on Southport, or was it? Well, it started in a dorm room.
I believe their first official offices were on Southport.
Yeah.
Kind of on the northern side toward Grace Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember your music box.
Yeah, they were there, and then
That's right.
I think they raised the rent because they had the opportunity to sell the building, or they sold the building and raised the rent and had to shovel off to another location.
And a lot of people became familiar with Pravda because of the record store.
Absolutely.
At Cabaret Metro.
Yeah, yep, at Cabaret Metro at the time, for sure. And that was a musical clubhouse. You'd hang out before the shows. You'd certainly go in and buy records after the shows, and it was a magical place, for sure. A lot of history.
Thinking of records, Tim talked about CDs. Physical media. Again, steering a little bit away from Pravda specifically, but how important is physical media to your strategy as a business-minded musician?
It's definitely important on tour. We reached a point about a decade ago where I wasn't sure we were ever going to release a physical album ever again because we started this subscription page. Mm-hmm. And after a few years of people coming up to us and like, hey, are you going to release this stuff physically ever? We're like, oh, okay, and like when you play a show, like shows aren't going to go out of like live music is not going to go out of style ever. So people are excited to see what you've just done, and they're eager to like get something physical in their hands,
But to your point, the pendulum has swung back around. I mean, there probably was a time when you first decided not to do it where the demand wasn't as obvious.
It seemed like it was going to be that way, but tours have always been a different animal, Yeah, our mail orders, because we self-release things as well. Mm-hmm. And our mail order business has definitely gone down significantly, but live shows, people still want the physical representation.
I think people love a show. They've had this experience at the show. I mean, everyone says this, and they want to take something home with them.
Exactly.
Because they want to take that feel home with them.
We had kind of a saying at Bloodshot back in the day was like, you can't put your arm around an MP3. Kind of a riff on the song, but it's true.
Yeah, I used to think that putting a record on is like in a way satisfying something biological, like sitting around a campfire.
Yeah.
Like there's a center to what you're doing, and usually you're listening with more than one, well, not always with yourself, but usually more than one person. But it's a center. It's a centering. It's an experience, not just something in the background when you put a record on, I think.
All right, so PRAVDAFEST happening at Fitzgerald's in Berwyn, August 31st, all day, all night. I will be there. Special guests will be there.
So it's a truth fest. So when you come, you can only tell the truth.
You need to confess your sins at the door. Actually, Scott will be at the door.
I'll be there, ready for you, for sure.
Susan and Tim, who are you excited to see at PRAVDAFEST?
Me.
I'm excited to see Tim.
I'm excited to see Susan.
Come on
Group
now.
hug.
I mean, that's a given.
I want to see Ivan, Julian, and Nick. And well, I also want to see the Sunshine Boys.
Yeah.
That'll be special.
I have never seen Sunshine Boys.
Oh,
and I'm eager. I want to see what Dog's up to.
Oh, they're delightful.
What's that guy doing these days, that Dog guy?
Yeah, tall guy stuff.
That's all guys stuff.
That's all he does. No, it's going to be a great show. I saw Ivan and Nick do that. They did that in-store at Rattleback like 2 years ago. Awesome stuff.
Oh, those guys are great players. They just live. That's just musicians being musicians. It's powerful.
Yeah, Nick's a force of nature for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so this is happening again at Fitzgerald's at the end of August. Do we get a Dream Police cover at PRAVDAFEST?
Oh gosh, let's see if we can whip it up in the next 2 weeks.
Which, by the way, that's a surprisingly faithful cover. Now that I mention it.
Well, we finished the middle section for them, those slackers.
Yeah.
12 seconds on their version.
Had to be
Rick,
done.
you missed a spot.
You're welcome.
Right. Tim, it's your accident. Susan, Scott, thank you for doing this. And thank you, Honey Butter Fried Chicken, for delicious food, which, to be clear, we're not done eating.
And we're not driving.
Yeah. So,
That's a bumper.
One of my favorite parts of tonight will be when I turn off the camera and mics so we can finish all this delicious food.
Get into that chicken.
Yes, thanks, Josh, Christine, Danielle, everyone at Honey Butter Fried Chicken for inviting us over.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all. We'll see you in Berwyn August 31st. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.